Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Sam from Historic Travels and welcome to another video. Okay guys, so hey, today's video is a follow-up video to the video I made where I discussed what happened to the Titanic's funnels. More specifically, we're going to be following up on the part of the video where I talked about how funnel 3 and funnel 4 fell on the Titanic during the sinking. Now in that video, I stated that those two funnels fell as a result of the Titanic breaking in half. And while what I said in that video was true, at least the part about funnel 3, it seems like I may have been mistaken about funnel 4. You see, for as far back as I can remember, most people thought that when the Titanic broke in half, this is when funnel 3 and funnel 4 on the ship fell. However, if you take a look at the evidence, it seems like that this may not be the case. It actually looks like that funnel 4 remained standing for a short period of time after the Titanic broke in half. But how could this be? Well, this is what we're going to be looking at in today's video. Now, to start off this video, let's first talk about what caused the Titanic's first 3 funnels to fall, and then we'll talk about funnel 4. So, the Titanic's first and second funnels fell right around the time that they were beginning to be submerged into the sea. And as water began to surge around the base of the funnels, well, where these funnels were made of very thin metal, they simply weren't designed to deal with the amount of pressure that would be put upon them by the rapidly rising water. As the ocean began to surge around the base of funnel 1 and funnel 2, the water pressure built up and it crushed the very thin metal that made up the base of the funnels, and this is what caused funnel 1 and funnel 2 to collapse. Now, funnel 3, well, the Titanic broke in two just forward of the Titanic's third funnel. And when the Titanic broke in two, it caused a massive amount of structural damage around the entire space of the ship that existed around the third funnel. And because the Titanic's structure was so badly damaged, funnel 3 could not withstand that and it simply fell over. However, the structural damage stopped just shy of reaching the Titanic's fourth funnel. And because this was the case, it is very likely that the Titanic's fourth funnel would remain standing even after the Titanic broke in two. Now, there is also survivor testimony to back up what I am saying here. Many of the Titanic survivors who were watching the ship sink from the lifeboats would later testify that the Titanic's fourth funnel did remain standing after the breakup. And they also said that because the fourth funnel was still standing, they had a much easier time in seeing what the Titanic was doing after it broke in two. What you have to remember is, after the Titanic broke in half and the ship's power went nearly completely out, it was a lot harder for the Titanic survivors to see what the ship was doing from the lifeboats. The survivors said that by watching the black outline of the fourth funnel against the night sky, they had a much easier time in seeing what the Titanic's stern was doing in the moments leading up to the final plunge. Okay, so I'm sure that some of you must be thinking, wait a minute, even if the structure around the Titanic's fourth funnel wasn't that badly damaged by the breakup, surely with the way the Titanic's stern section fell back after the break and how it rolled around a bit after the break, surely these forces would have been enough to knock the fourth funnel over, right? Right? Well, maybe not. What you have to remember is the Titanic was built to be an ocean liner, and ocean liners have to deal with all of these kinds of crazy weather conditions at sea, from big storms, big waves, strong winds, and so on and so forth. And what do these crazy weather conditions do to ships like the Titanic? Well, they rock and roll them around all over the place. And the shipyard of Holland and Wolff definitely wouldn't have wanted, if the Titanic encountered a situation like this, for one of the Titanic's funnels to fall off in the first storm the ship hit. So, with that being said, it's entirely possible that with the way the Titanic's funnels were built, that the fourth funnel could have simply handled the way the Titanic's stern fell back after the break and how it rolled around a bit after the break, just like it would if the ship had encountered a big storm or a big wave at sea. So when you think about this, yeah, I do think the Titanic's fourth funnel could have remained standing post-breakup. Okay, so now that we've gone over all of that information, let's now discuss when the Titanic's fourth funnel did eventually fall. Well, after the Titanic broke in two, there was a massive opening in the Titanic's stern section left there after half the ship broke apart. So once the breakup was complete, water began to rapidly fill the inside of the stern section. So as the Titanic stern section began to slip beneath the waves, it didn't take the water very long to reach the base of the Titanic's fourth funnel. And once this happened, the effects on the fourth funnel by the water were very similar to what happened to funnel 1 and funnel 2. The water pressure simply crushed the base of the Titanic's fourth funnel and it began to break away from the ship. Now, due to the forward momentum the Titanic's stern had at this time, because it did have forward momentum, just it was going down towards the bottom of the ocean, well, the water rushing past the fourth funnel, well, when the fourth funnel broke away from the Titanic, the water current actually pushed the funnel aft towards the part of the Titanic that was still rising up into the air, above the surface. There was a Titanic survivor by the name of Thomas Dillon, who at this time, believe it or not, he was still clinging to the Titanic. He was actually on the Titanic's poop deck, and he saw all of this happen. He said he saw the Titanic's fourth funnel break away from the ship, and then the fourth funnel seemed to be pushed aft towards him. And then, after this happened, the fourth funnel broke away from the Titanic completely, flooded, and then simply fell down to the bottom of the ocean with the rest of the Titanic. So yeah, with that being said, now all of you watching this video now know why the Titanic's fourth funnel most likely did remain standing after the breakup, and you also know how the funnel eventually fell. You know something, guys? On an unrelated note, it still does blow my mind that, more than a century after the Titanic sank, little details, like how the Titanic's fourth funnel remained standing after the breakup, still come to light, I honestly had no idea the Titanic's fourth funnel remained standing after the breakup until the incredible animation by Titanic Honor and Glory that you guys saw in this video showed it. When I first saw that, I was like, Titanic's fourth funnel is still standing. Why did they choose to animate that? I've never heard of that. And then when I looked into it, I found all of this evidence that said, yes, the Titanic's fourth funnel did remain standing after the breakup. So kudos to the incredible team at Titanic Honor and Glory for animating this very lightly known piece of Titanic history. It's incredibly cool. But yeah, guys, with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave it a like. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much. It really helps out a lot. And I will see you guys in the next official Historic Travels video. Y'all take care. Special thanks to my Captain Level Patreon supporter, Tammy Lee. Thank you so much for all the support.